For today's tutorial, we'll be using this graph to make Intarsia Crochet. So Intarsia Crochet is where the front and the back are exactly the same. So to start this off, reading this graph, in case you haven't seen my tapestry crochet video, we'll be reading this graph from right to left. So we'll be going like this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 20 over here, while we have 20 rows also. So depending on the charts that you have, that's what will determine how you're going to read it. For some charts, they're already numbered their stitches. Let me put it that way. Yeah, they are stitches. So each of these boxes or each of these shapes represents one stitch. So from here to over here, you have 20 of this. From here to over here, you have 20. So that means 12 stitches by 12 rows, basically. So let's get right into this. I'm going to be making my foundation single crochets, and that is, pardon me, foundation single crochets. I'm going to be making about 20, so I think this tail is long enough. If you already know how to make your foundation single crochets, I would suggest that you probably just, but if you don't, you make a slip knot, put your hook inside it, then wrap the tail around your hook, yarn over and pull through, and then just repeat it. So you put the tail around your hook, yarn over and pull through, around your hook, yarn over and pull through. So that's just basically what you do till you have the number of stitches that you need. So I am done with my 20 foundation single crochets, and for this pattern we have 3 rows of red, of just plain red without switching any colors. So I'll be taking this foundation single crochet as a row, so I'll be making 2 more rows of single crochets, and I'll get right back when we need to change colors. So I'm done making my 3 rows of single crochets. So according to this pattern, for my next row, I'm going to make 9 red single crochets, and then I'll have 2 green, then 9 again. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 red, 2 green, 9 red. So I'm going to make 8 single crochets, and when I'm about to make my 9th one, I will show you how to switch colors. Okay, so this is where the work begins. This is mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then for the 9th one, I'm going to start the single crochet but not complete it. Then I'll take the yarn that I want to use next. If you've seen my changing colors video, how to change colors while crocheting, then you know how to go about this. But if you haven't, I would suggest that you watch it so that you get a better understanding. But this is basically it. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and then go into this stitch, into the next stitch. Since I have 2 greens, I'm going to go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then complete it. I would adjust this one at the back. So go inside it, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over, pull through. So now that I've made my 2 green single crochets, I have 9 more to make. So now how do I go about this? Do I carry this one along and pull it from here? No, that is a tapestry crochet method that is called floats. The way we'll go about this is, instead of completing the 2nd stitch, what we're going to do is we'll go inside the stitch, yarn over, pull through, not complete the stitch, but instead of carrying this over here, we're going to take another ball of yarn, another red ball of yarn, to make this other side. So we're not carrying anything over, we're not weaving in anything. So the only reason why I weaved this one in is because I'm not working with this, so I'm free to weave it in, because I do not want to have to weave it in later. So for here, but then if you're like me, that you're using the same ball of yarn, what you're going to do is you're going to leave yarn that you feel like is long enough to accommodate all of this part, and then if it is not, you can always still join more yarn later. But that's what I'll be doing. I'll be leaving some yarn that I feel like should be enough for all of this. So, and then that's another thing that I spoke about during my tapestry crochet class, that you always, when you're working with a graph, you always have to would I say look into the future and see what is next. What am I supposed to do next? Because if I'm just focused on this particular line, then I will not leave enough yarn to accommodate all of this. So yeah, let's get right into the rolling of the yarn. If you do not have a new yarn ball, just take the one that you're currently using, leave as much as you feel like you need. I mean, it is better for it to be too much than for it not to be enough, but I mean, I can always still add more yarn later on. So I'm going to leave this much, cut, and then this one over here, I'm going to attach it here. I'm going to attach it here. So one thing about Intarsia Crochet is your yarn will most likely get tangled up. So what you can do about that is you can probably get maybe plastics or something to put all the balls of yarn that you're using in place, so when you're turning and turning and turning your work, it doesn't get tangled up. So yeah, for this red, I'm going to yarn under and pull through. Now I'm going to leave this one at the back and not weave it into this red, because if I do, it is going to show at the back. So I'm just going to leave it that way and then continue crocheting. So I'm supposed to make 9 single crochets. This is 2. So basically I'm just making single crochets until I get to the end. So now I'm at the end of that row, and this is what my work looks like. In this, the front and the back is going to be the same, literally. So you don't really have anything to worry about. But then I feel like one part always still looks better than the other. But anyway, so that you don't just leave your yarn just hanging around like this, so what you're going to do is roll up your yarn. So this is what I do. Watch closely. So I take this, you can see my hand placement, the part that is attached to my piece. I take it like this, and then roll it on my hand. Make sure it's not too tight but not too loose at the same time. So I'm going to roll it, and then when I'm almost done rolling, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it like this. Can you see? Hold it like this, then take this one and roll it round to secure it. So notice how I'm rolling this. I'm rolling it towards this other edge, towards the edge side where it's attached to my work, because if I roll it the other way, if I roll it like this, it will still be the same thing, but it is going to affect you, because you're going to take your hook or any other hook that you have around. I currently don't have anyone around here, so you're going to take your hook and then you put it under this part that you rolled, and then pull through to secure it, so you have this. But because this part is over here, when I'm pulling this, it might affect this and then it's just get ugly. I mean, you can choose to do it that way, but I prefer, oh yeah, and then you can always just loosen it like this. Just pull it out of the yarn, and then you have your beautiful yarn. So as I was saying, I like to roll. Okay, as I was saying, I like to roll from here downwards towards where the yarn that is attached to my work is, towards here, so that by the time I want to pull through, it is at the opposite end. This part is at the opposite end of my working yarn. So I have this right here. This would also help your work not get all tangled up. So I'm going to do that for this also, for the green part, and then I'll also do that for the red part. But let me just show you one more time so that you understand it, or you can just watch the video over again. But yeah, I'll take this, my yarn, the part that is attached to my work is here, put my hand like this, and then just roll and roll and roll as much as I think I need. You can see I'm not even crocheting, and then the yarn is already getting all tangled. But yeah, okay, so I'm going to roll and roll and roll. Roll and roll and roll and roll and roll. So, and then also if you do it this way, then you have a center pole, and then your yarn is not just dancing around the way this one is dancing around. So you literally just pull it and then it's coming to you, basically. Like, you see how this green yarn is just dancing around and stopping me. So again, roll towards the side of your where the working yarn is attached. Then you take your hook, put it through this part that you rolled, and then yarn over. Be careful, put it through this part, yarn over, and then pull through. So there you have it. Now I don't have any use for this just yet for now, so let's leave this out of the way. I'm going to do the same thing for this red yarn, and then I'll get right back to you. Once I do the same for this, I would make the number of stitches that I need for my next row, which is this one. My next row, which is this, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, which is 8. So I'll get here and then I'll be right back. So I'm done with my rolling, and then I'm just going to make a slip knot over here so that my yarn doesn't get tangled up. Okay, so we have our work like this. So currently this is what my work looks like. This yarn is my foundation single crochet, whatever. You can cut it off right here if you like, or I'll just rather leave mine. So yeah, this is what we are working on. This is how it looks right now. So I did not complete this last stitch over here. I'm going to put it down, hold it in place, then take my green yarn. You can see from the middle, you just center pull. See how easy and soft it is, very easy. So you yarn under, pull through, and then you go under this part that you extended, just so that you're working. You can go under, you can go over it like this, but then it just gives you this line, and I don't like it. So I go under it, pull my hook through, yarn over, and then pull through. I need more green yarn, so I'll pull out more. I'll pull out more. So I have this over here, and I can just weave it in on this next row, so that I don't have to make that, so that I don't have to weave it in again later on. So put it in. You can see how I took it under. I put my hook under it, and then held it in place. Then I put it inside the next stitch. Inside the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then my next stitch over here, I'm supposed to make 4. I made 3 already, so I'm going to put it under this red, since the red is over here, under it, and under the green also, since I'm still crocheting with the green yarn. Please don't get confused. Since I'm still crocheting with the green yarn, even if this shows, it will not be obvious because it is all the same color. So yarn over, pull through, and instead of completing this stitch, I'll bring my green yarn to the back and hold it in place. Same thing for this one that is left. Take this other one, pull, and then I will continue my work as normal. Yarn on the pull through, and like that. And that is it. That is how Intarsia Crochet works. It's just the fact that you need different balls of yarn for the different sides, or different color clusters in your chart. So that is all. I'm going to do this to the end. The next 2 rows are green, it's just the green. So this is what our work currently looks like. Let's pull this in place, hold this in place, and then this is what our work currently looks like. So now for the next 2 rows it's just green, so I'll meet you where on this row that has yellow in it. Okay, so I've gotten to this part. Just the part just before the row where it has yellow in it. So this is what I have. I'm going to chain 1. For this row I have 4 red single crochets, so I'm going to make 4 red single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then I have 4 green, so this part I'm just going to change it as normal. 2, 3, and 4. So for the next part I have yellow, so I'm going to take my yellow yarn. And then yarn over, pull through, just like we changed the colors for the green. That's exactly how we're going to do for this. So 2, 3, and 4, just like the pattern. But instead of completing this one, I'm going to leave it like this. Do you know what this means right now? It means that we're going to need another ball or whatever I'll call this of green yarn at this other side. So I'm going to take my green and take some yarn from it. At the back, hold it in place. And I'm going to take my green yarn under, pull through, then I'll just continue as normal. And this is how I'm putting this one. I'm putting it over here so that I can bring it forward towards the place where I need it. So, and then it will not show under because the stitch under it, this one here, is red, so it won't show underneath it. So I'm going to drop my green and then pick up my red again. So that's basically how to go about this. Once I'm done, I already weaved in all these ones. I already weaved in this yellow and green, so I can cut them off. But I'm not going to cut them off because if I cut them off now, there's a tendency that when I'm coming back on top of them, I pick up the yarn that I cut off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make another row on top of here before I now cut these ones off. But even let's assume that I already cut them off, you can see that the front and the back are literally the same thing. The only difference between the front and the back right now is that I have this working yarn over here, and then you can also see through the piece that there is no yarn showing in between because I didn't carry anything under it. So that's another advantage that Intarsia has. So I'm going to complete this. I already told you how to do everything that you need to do. You just need to count the colors and then follow as normal. So I'll show you once I'm done with this. Okay, so I am done with my 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm done my 13th row and I'm currently on my 14th row. So this is what I have for my 14th row. I am over here where the where the yellow stops for this other row. Okay, so I'm done with my yellow yarn, so I do not need it anymore. But instead of just cutting it off like that, I'm going to try to make my work a little bit easier. I'm coming. I'm trying to sort my yarn. I'm coming. I'll be back once I sort this out. Okay, so I'm over here for my 14th row, and this is what I have. I'm over here, so I'm done with my yellow yarn, so I do not need it anymore. But instead of just cutting it off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crochet over it. I mean, I'm supposed to make green single crochets from over here to over here. I have about 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 green single crochets, so I'm going to crochet over this yellow. But then apart from just crocheting over, I'm going to crochet over this, so I just weave in the ends, so that I just weave in the ends at once and not have to do it when I'm done with my piece. So yeah, I'm done with this. I'll do the same thing for this yarn. Is almost done. See, okay, so this yarn is almost done. Another reason why I keep saying that you need to look into your pattern, what do you need to do? So for this, let me check. Do you think that this yarn will be enough to crochet this row, and this row? I think it's be enough, but let's assume that it will not be enough. So what I'm going to do is, instead of having to now attach a new yarn at this part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this green stitch, carry this one across, yarn over, pull through. But I'm going to now change this green yarn to this other green yarn, because this one is longer. In fact, I've not cut it from the ball, so I know that whatever happens, this one will be enough. So I'm going to crochet with this one till I reach the end. So this is what my work currently looks like. I think I've basically explained everything that you need to know, so I'll just show you what my finished piece looks like, and then I'm done with my pattern, and this is what my work looks like. So this is what the back looks like. I was weaving my ends through while I was crocheting, so I'm safe. All I have to do right now is snip snip. I already weaved in all these ends. And then this is what I have. This is the back and this is the front. So if in case you did not weave in your ends and you would like to do so, let me show you how to go about that. Take your tapestry needle, pass it through, and I mean, this is the this is the back and this is the front. So what you're going to do now is pass it through the stitches. Can you see this stitch, the back of the stitch? You pass it through your single crochet stitches, and when you are passing your needle through, make sure that it is not showing in front. Can you see? You cannot find the needle in front, so just make sure it's not showing in front, and always weave the same colors inside the same colors. What I mean by that is, for example, I'm weaving in a red yarn, so I'm weaving it into a red part. I will not weave this red yarn into this green part, because I mean, then what is the point of doing your work like this if you're going to have red showing in between over here? So just weave it in a couple of stitches. Well, I think I'm good like this. Then pull through and just cut your yarn. So we're all done. See you in my next video. Bye.